The dumbest thing I did with my money in college, gave it to a guy. Oh my gosh. Hey y'all, this is Layla from DebtFreeSweetie.com, and today I'm back with part 2 of the mini-series of college students and your money. Now in the first video we talked about how to ace your personal finances. So in this video we're going to talk about how to flunk your personal finances. So we'll talk about 5 money mistakes that you want to avoid as a college student, and be sure to stick around until the very end because I have a special bonus tip that you don't want to miss. Before we get started, if you have a tip on money mistakes that you made, if you want to share some money faux pas that you did when you were in college, or if you want to share some good tips for college students, things that helped you out when you were in college along the way as far as your money management, drop that in the comment box below. Let's go ahead and get started. Now, the first surefire way to flunk your finances as a college student, the first money mistake that you want to avoid as a college student is spending money in order to keep up with other people. Now, this is one of the worst money mistakes that you can make in college and all of life. When you spend your time comparing yourself and your situation to other people, the grass might look greener on the other side, but when you spend your time watering your own grass, your grass will actually be greener and will flourish. So I encourage you to cultivate contentment, and as you're learning all these other topics in college, also go about learning how to take care of your own needs, how to focus on your own needs and not worry so much about what everybody else is doing. When you focus on yourself and align your spending priorities with what you need, as opposed to some perception of what somebody says that you should or shouldn't be, or what other people are or are not doing, your wallet will thank you. So speaking of prioritizing your spending, the second money mistake that you want to avoid, the second way to flunk your finances in college, is not making a budget. This is so important that I have to mention it both in the previous video and also this video. When people ask me, Layla, how did you pay off $44,000 in debt in 2 years? I have a simple one-word answer: budget. Creating a budget is one of the most important things that you can do at any point in your life to meet any type of financial goal. So if you want to flunk your finances, don't make a budget. I recommend that you make a budget at least monthly. You can make a budget in accordance with how frequently you get paid, so that might mean every 2 weeks, but make a budget at least once a month. And it might feel weird at first, especially if you don't have a lot of income, or if you're living off of whatever your parents give or off of your refund check. But just remember that a budget is simply a plan. It doesn't have to be some grandiose thing, or it doesn't have to be something that's scary either. It really is just a plan for financial success. Now, if you don't know how to make a budget, I have some information on that can help you. So I would drop an article in the description box that you can click on to learn all about how to make a zero-based budget. The third money mistake you want to avoid in college, the third way to flunk your finances in college, is lending money that you cannot afford to lose. If you are looking for a great way to both go broke and break your friendships, lending money that you actually need is a good way to do that. Now, this is a little bit touchy because I am all about generosity. I'm all about helping people. At the same time, you have to also make sure that your needs are handled as well. Okay, so I'm gonna throw a scenario out there. I have a $20 bill here. Let's say that you have $20 that you plan on going grocery shopping with at the end of the week. And then your friend comes up to you and says, hey, let me hold $10 and I'll give it right back to you tomorrow. Before you lend that money, pause and ask yourself, can I afford to give this money away as a gift? Or another way to put it, if my friend is not able to, for whatever reason, return this money to me by tomorrow like he or she says they will, would that put me in a really dire situation? Would that leave me hanging high and dry? The reality is anything at all can happen in between intention and execution. And your friend might have really good intentions, but they might come into some other situation that prevents them from actually giving the money back to you in the time frame that they said that they would. And now you're struggling because you were hopeful that they would come through like they said they would. When you lend money, think about that money as a gift, because the reality is anything can happen. And if in your mind it's a gift, if you don't get that money back, then it was already spent in your mind anyway. And if you do get it back, even better. Okay, the fourth money mistake that you want to avoid in college, the fourth thing you can do to flunk your finances, is signing up for a credit card for frivolous reasons. Now, people in the personal finance space have different sentiments about credit cards. I'm not gonna get into that in this video, but no matter how you feel about credit cards, one thing is for sure, it is absolutely a zero-sum game. What that means is either you win or the credit card company wins. Think about it for just a second. How do credit card companies make money? If they give you this loan out, right? They give you this card that you can just swipe, borrow money, and then pay them back. They win with money when you lose with money. They win with money when you fail to pay your bill and rack up all this money in interest. So before you sign up for a credit card, ask yourself if you really understand how that system works. Ask yourself if you're ready to juggle with fire. Ask yourself if you are ready to play that zero-sum game. And also ask yourself, why do you actually want to sign up for a credit card? Are you interested in signing up for a credit card because you want a lot of stuff or because you want to secure the bag? Are you signing up because you want to go stun on people and you want to show people how much stuff you have? Do you fully understand the purpose of credit and a credit card? Do you understand the risks of a credit card? And also ask yourself, do you have a proven track record of paying your current bills on time? Meaning, your light bill, your rent, when you borrow money from somebody, can you pay that back in the time frame that you say that you will? If not, if the answer to these questions is no, you probably don't need to get a credit card. The last thing that you want to do while in college is mess up your financial future because you just wanted stuff today. The fifth money mistake that you want to avoid when you're in college, the fifth way that you can flunk your money as a college student, is also a little touchy, and it is overpaying for your schooling. If you want to flunk your finances, don't think about the ROI, the return on investment, when it comes to the school that you choose and also your academic major. Now listen, you are looking at a return Peace Corps volunteer. I am definitely the follow your dreams type of person. But there are also a number of factors that you should consider if your dream does not pay you a lot in the marketplace. For example, if you want to be a K-12 teacher, think about the salary that's going to pay you, and then think about the cost of obtaining a degree in order to go into that profession. So you want to weigh out, if I want to be a K-12 teacher, do I want to go to a private, expensive 4-year institution? Or can I go to a public school, a state school that might offer comparable training and preparation but cost less? And then when it comes to your general education courses, see if you can knock some of those out at your local community college that will offer the same courses for less money per credit hour. And speaking of community colleges, do not sleep on community colleges. While they might not have the highest reputation for academic rigor, sometimes you'll find that instructors who teach at community colleges also teach at 4-year institutions. And there's also a study that shows that students who start at a community college, get their 2-year degree, and then transfer to the 4-year college perform better than students who enter into the 4-year college as a freshman. So it's definitely worth taking a look. When it comes to grad school, you also want to do your due diligence. First of all, ask yourself, do I actually need a master's degree to obtain my career goals? In order to move up in my field, is a master's degree required, or is experience valued more? Before you go spending a lot of money, really think about whether or not you actually need a degree, a master's degree. And then when it comes to choosing a school or a program, a lot of times people would chase the name of the college, but ask yourself how important that actually is to your career field. The reality is, outside of medicine and law, there are only a handful of professions where the name of the institution where you got your master's actually matters a whole lot when it comes to advancing in your career or moving up to a higher salary. So unless you're able to, get scholarships or go for free, really think about those questions when it comes to grad school also. So we're finishing up, but I have that special bonus tip as promised, and that is, if you want to flunk your finances, don't take your classes seriously. When you're in college, it can be really easy to forget that somebody is paying for you to study. That might be you, that might be your parents, that might be the taxpayers, that might be whoever is in charge of a scholarship fund. Somebody's footing the bill for you to study. Your training, your education, it comes at a cost. So don't squander that. Don't waste that money. Don't waste that experience. View being a student as your full-time job. Definitely do enjoy the college experience, enjoy building friendships, enjoy getting to know other people, enjoy being a part of student organizations. Go, do a national or international exchange, But at the end of the day, your job is to be a student. Your job is to get that degree. So what do you think of those tips? Are there money mistakes that you made when you were in college? Do you have other tips that can help college students thrive when it comes to their personal finances? Leave your thoughts in the comment box below. Now, there are 2 additional tips that I did not mention in this video, so I will link to the article in the description box so you can read more about the money mistakes that you want to avoid in college. And if you're curious how to ace your personal finances in college, be sure to check out that first video, part 1 of this series, where we talked about how to ace your personal finances in college. Thanks so much for watching this video. If you enjoyed it, be sure to give it a thumbs up, and if you loved it, be sure to subscribe. And if you want to connect with me on social media, you can find me everywhere at DebtFreeSweetie. And be sure to head over to debtfreesweetie.com, where I'm encouraging and inspiring you to start or advance your own debt-free journey. So thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Outside of medicine and law, there are only a handful. Keeping it moving right along. This ain't gonna be long like that last video. And now, frog in my throat. I'm surprised I got that out. Do your due diligence. Go ahead, girl. And learn about your specialty, your concentración. How do you say that in English? Major. Okay. Hair. Honey. Ooh, she got hair.